Hey guys, it's Taku. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I am going to be hauling for you all some of the anime and manga that I picked up throughout the month of January. This does include some things that bled over from December. Either they were as gifts for the holidays or things that I bought in sales that didn't arrive until January. I will say that most of these do come from Right Stuf Anime. I shop there all the time. It's the best place to buy manga, especially if you live in the US. So without further ado, let's just jump right into things. The first book that I picked up is actually not manga. It is Night on the Galactic Railroad. It is the Kenji Miyazawa anthology. It is Night on the Galactic Railroad and other short stories from Ihatov. And it was published by One Piece Books. As you can see, it is a really small little anthology, but it collects some of the things that he has done. I can show you. Here are the table of contents for the short stories and poems that are in this book. But yeah, it's just a nice little book. It's a classic story, and I'm interested in classic literature, especially Japanese classic literature, now more than ever. So yeah, I thought I'd pick this up. The next book I picked up is also not manga. This is a light novel. This is Sword Art Online, Volume 8. This is Early and Late. Funny story about this volume. So I am a fan of SAO. I really do enjoy reading the light novels, and I had collected volumes 1 all the way up through 18, but for the longest time I did not buy 8. Part of the reason is because I don't really love some of the Aincrad parts of the story, which I know is a really controversial opinion on the thing, but I'm just a really big fan of Alicization. And so for me, once I had gotten past a certain point, I didn't really feel the need to pick up this book, especially since I had watched the anime, and this just collects 3 of the short stories, kind of 1 or 2 or 3 off episodes that appear throughout the SAO anime. But they originally did come from the light novel Volume 8, and my brother, it annoyed him so much to see the gap in my shelf that it would just go 1 through 7 and then 9 through 18. So he was kind enough to buy me Volume 8 for the holidays, and I am thankful for him because, yeah, now I don't have that gap on my shelf. Alright, now let's talk some manga. I went ahead and picked up volume 19 of Fire Force. These are the newer volumes of Fire Force. I actually got 19 here, and I did pick up 20, and this is such a cool cover, wow. And I love Fire Force, guys. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I have been collecting the manga for a while. Although I was tempted for a minute to sell off the manga, I'm so glad I did not, because as I'm watching the second season of the anime, it just makes me really reflect on how much that I do enjoy reading the manga. I love the anime too. I don't know, something about the way Atsushi Okubo writes the series, I like the way it reads so much. It reads just as well as it watches, honestly. And yeah, these are the 2 newest volumes. I think by now that volume 21 is out. If not, the pre-orders are definitely open for it, and it comes out very soon. But this pretty much captures the end of what the second anime will cover, I believe. I'm a little behind on the anime, if you couldn't tell, but yeah, excited to read more Fire Force. The next big bundle of books definitely comes from the Right Stuf sale. A lot of people took advantage of Viz Media's bundles as they were going up, and I do, as I do every year, picked up a bunch of volumes from them. Specifically, Yonah of the Dawn, because it is probably my favorite shoujo manga. It might also be like one of my favorite manga of all time. I feel so at home with these characters, and the ring light is really giving you a lot of glare. I'm so sorry. But I just read volume 10 the other day, actually. And I'm debating on doing some like one-off volume reviews since I don't read a whole lot of manga. What do you guys think? Definitely let me know in the comments. But this is volume 11 right here, and I'm just gonna go through all of them that I picked up. So here is the cover of volume 12, volume 13, volume 14. Here's volume 15, and I can see that as it goes along, we are introducing new characters, so yeah, looking forward to a lot of these later volumes. Here is volume 16, volume 17, volume 18, and I really love this cover. Oh my goodness gracious. This is volume 19 with Best Boy Sinha here on the cover, volume 20, which has Gija on it, 21, which looks like a more laid-back volume of the series, and for these characters, I know they will need all the R&R that they can get. Here is volume 22. It looks like we get some backstory, maybe, because they do look quite young on the cover. Volume 23, which also does, yes, feature some new characters. And last, volume 24. There are, I think, 3 or 4 more volumes of Yonah out right now. But yeah, it's really nice to know now that instead of thinking to myself, oh, I'm like 20 volumes behind on Yonah of the Dawn, that I'm pretty much much almost caught up, or at least caught up enough to where I will be satisfied reading Yonah for probably a few months to come. Alrighty guys, I didn't pick up a whole lot of anime, or at least I don't collect anime as rapidly as I used to. I do have a couple of things here. The quality is definitely top-notch. We will go ahead and start with Emma, A Victorian Romance. If you guys have seen my video on it, you will know that this was the Kickstarter from Nozomi Entertainment and Right Stuff, and it is seasons 1 and 2 of the series on Blu-ray. I have been watching Emma, or I guess for me, rewatching it. Watching it first in the dub with my sister over the past few weeks, and oh my gosh, they just knocked this thing out of the park. It's got to be one of my favorite English dubs ever. I think it's so awesome. I love how authentic it is. But also, it's just nice to hear from sort of a different wheelhouse of voice actors. These aren't the same typical studio national actors. Like, they definitely reached far out for this. And I mean, the product is just really awesome. Definitely go check out my video for more thoughts on this physical release specifically. It's a very gorgeous box. For the holidays, my brother also picked up The Wind Rises. For the longest time, I was holding off on this because I do own all of the Ghibli films in the G-Kids re-releases. And The Wind Rises was the last one that they were holding on to because Disney had the license for so long. I think now that it is expired, they finally were able to release this, and I'm just so looking forward to watching this film. It is one of the few Ghibli films that I have not seen yet. And yeah, it's just nice to know that all of my sets now match on my shelf. The next one is also a release that I've been slowly collecting over time. This is Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2. I know it's not consistent with the other releases, but I do like the switch to matte here. I honestly prefer matte covers on just about every single thing, whether it's anime, manga, music, what have you. But they've got the digibook sort of release. It's a really awkward, kind of clunky release, actually. No, I don't mind because I don't dig these off the shelf a whole lot. And so just knowing that they've decided to commit to doing these digibook type releases, I'm just glad that all of my sets now will be at least consistent. And I really like the specially commissioned cover artwork here. I know that Funimation has really gone out of their way to make some special artwork for their releases, and when I'm able to line them all up, it is so satisfying to see all of the Attack on Titan releases. The digipack also came with a little paper insert that was on the back, and it did come with another separate art book that contains interviews, storyboards, all that kinds of good stuff. I do look through these frequently. I love reading interviews, especially for Attack on Titan, just because I've been following the releases for these since the first season came out. And I think that was in 2015, 2014. I'm honestly can't remember now. But it's been a long time coming, and with the final season airing right now, I'm looking forward to what the box will look like because, as you guys know, we're a little past the walls right now. And the 3 limited edition boxes are styled after each of the walls, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they decide to put on the cover of the 4th and final season. Last but not least for anime, my brother also went out of his way. Gosh, I am so lucky now that I think about it. And he bought me the Gurren Lagann Blu-ray box set. Yes, the ridiculously expensive luxury Blu-ray from Aniplex of America. This thing is dumb expensive, but the series is so worth it. I do have the series on DVD, and I think he saw like the shape and condition that my set was in. It's just a very old secondhand picked up set, and he loved the series so much. It was one that I showed to him and my sister, so he decided to buy this for me for the holidays. And let me get this out for you. It honestly deserves its own video because it's such a gorgeous high quality release. I really do like it. As much as I want to rag on Aniplex for their pricing, this set really does have it all. Here in the back, you can kind of see that it's got the old artwork from the DVD box set. That's the one that I do own. But I like this set. It's so awesome. I thought the previous DVD set was gorgeous as is, but this one is just even better. Here is more artwork from the series. This series, it's so good. Definitely one of my all-time favorite anime. I find myself rewatching Gurren Lagann just about as often as I can, and this is the film collection. It's got both of the, I guess, recap films. I've heard they have slightly different endings, though, so it's basically the same thing as the series, but not at the same time. I've never seen the films. I know the films were never dubbed, and although I do come from watching the sub, I do quite like what they did with the English dub. I love all of the cast. And so yeah, I'm just really thankful that he was able to pick this up for me, because guys, you will know that this is such an expensive release, and I'm so very thankful. And I'm glad that he loved the series so much that, you know, he wanted to make sure that we had it for a long time to come if he decided to wanted to rewatch it, or he knew that I wanted to rewatch it. And yeah, the thoughts, the sentiment, it's all here. Last but not least, this is not anime or manga. This is actually the Drop Dead Despair Danganronpa fashion fanzine. How do you pronounce that? Like magazine zine, or is it like zine just with the long I? Anyway, it's got a lot of artists in it. I follow a lot of Danganronpa artists on Twitter. I always love Danganronpa art, even though it's probably spoiler alert for all of my followers, because more people need to play Danganronpa. Yeah, this is a gorgeous cover spread. One of my favorite artists on Twitter did do the cover, and that was half the reason I picked this up, let's be honest. But in the book collects a bunch of really cool artwork of the characters, the eclectic cast of Danganronpa in a variety of different outfits designed by fans. And it's for fans, and I love it. It's a great little fanzine to have on your shelf, and I've got like, I'm looking at them now, like 3 or 4 Danganronpa fanzines up there. If you guys want a video on them, definitely let me know, and I can kind of show off some of the other fun artisty merch stuff that I've picked up over time. Guys, that is going to do it for this video. I don't usually pick up this much manga and this much anime in a month. Trust me, the holidays hit, as you can see with all of the Yonah that I picked up and the expensive anime Blu-rays. They're definitely like a once-in-a-year thing, so if I've got more stuff to haul for you guys throughout February, I will save it for the end of the month and do a video, but otherwise we'll just keep moving along like we do. So thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on any of these titles. These are all, you know, a lot of my favorite properties. For more of me, you can find me on Twitter at Takuto Anime Cafe, and I run a blog of the same name that I will leave linked in the description below. You can also follow me on Instagram at TakutoAC for more K-pop, manga, and anime goodness. I post there as often as I can, trying to post more. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and till next time.